So let's take a look at this Farinata system, which is a place in which we are expecting to encounter at least one other quest we were hearing about. But let's maybe start at the interior of the system and work our way out. So we have Tunshagon first, which is remarkably green. Didn't look like that from the other view. Tunshagon is a hydrogen-helium gas giant with traces of chlorine and nitrogen in its atmosphere. It has an unusually small number of moons for a gas giant, a mere 7. This is no doubt due to the star Farinata capturing the majority of the mass during the nebular collapse that created the system. Of course, or absolutely, obviously, right. Nothing else for us to do there. Let's take a look around the asteroid belt. There are actually a couple of them in this solar system. Let's make sure we're not missing, anything here. For example, this large asteroid has several smaller bodies orbiting it. And we found a light metal here. While scanning this asteroid field, he detected a large deposit of magnesium. Sounds good. That looks like all for that. That's just the planet we were just looking at. Here we have the MSV Ontario, which is a Noloon-class modular conveyor of human design configured for mixed freight and passenger hauling. It is making a hard burn for the cover of an asteroid cluster, registering private owner Citadel Station. So, this is a spaceship that we can board, which is something that we'll occasionally find in various solar systems. This is going to be the place where we are doing our main quest here, because we were hearing about how, I believe it was Admiral Kohoku telling us how there was a group of people who had, fled in this spaceship, and we're on a mission to track them down, so here is said spaceship. But as is, I think, usually our preference, I would like to just check everything out in the solar system first before doing that. So let's take a quick look around this asteroid belt as well. Make sure we're not missing anything here. That's the planet, which we will give time to do its thing. But no, this second one looks empty. In which case, alright, fair enough. Your time is now, Juntauma. Juntauma is a small, roiling terrestrial world. Its thin atmosphere of carbon dioxide and ethane is being steadily blown off by the powerful solar wind from the star Farinata. The surface is scorching hot and mainly composed of sulfur with deposits of copper. Its density is low enough to leave the world tidally locked to Farinata. The Alliance Defense Data Network notes that several ships have been spotted cruising near Juntauma with transponders turned off. When Alliance Patrol attempted pursuit of one, the unidentified vessel rabbited to FTL. Trail was lost when it obscured its light trace in the confusion of signals along the Anansi Ishtar shipping lane. Huh. Okay, so some kind of suspicious activity happening around here. It is, yes, unbelievably hot, 1,176 degrees Celsius, which is, it's a little strange, given how it's, it's a carbon dioxide atmosphere, which is, it's a greenhouse gas, but it's not a super strong greenhouse gas. So, you would think there'd have to be something a lot stronger to be making it that hot. It's not that close to the star either, so there one's much closer to it than this. And what's the, I don't know, ethane. I mean, methane is considerably stronger than carbon dioxide. I have no idea with ethane, though. So maybe that's why. But we heard of other planets that had, I think, carbon dioxide plus ethane, so it's a little strange. A little strange that it's this hot here. Being tidally locked will do something to affect that, though, making it so that, if I'm not mistaken, does that mean, what, that the same part of the planet is always facing the sun? And so I think we've seen some other planets like that before, where that basically means whichever side of the planet is facing the sun is always facing the sun, so that side is going to be ridiculously hot, whereas the part that's not facing the sun would normally be very cold, because, well, it never gets any sunlight and never really heats up all that much. But we can survey this place. Let's do that. We get a protein data disk. Scans of Juntauma revealed a derelict freighter in mid-stage orbit decay. The salvage team boarded the vessel and determined it had been attacked by raiders. There was little of value still on board, but the team did find a Prothean data disk. So that's good stuff. Then we have the last planet, way out here, Nepnu. The rare combination of features, Nepnu is of particular interest to the scientific community. Nepnu is a small terrestrial planet with a thin atmosphere of carbon dioxide and krypton. As with all the worlds of Farinata, its surface is scorching hot. Maybe it's just that Farinata is a crazy powerful star. Crust mainly consists of silicates laced with iron. Yeah, because even this, the farthest planet out, is still 848 degrees Celsius. You can survey this too. And we got a rare earth element. A rare element. While scanning this planet, you detected a large deposit of thorium on a nearby moon. Sounds good. Yeah, like, this is the planet, or rather, this is the star, and it does look quite bright. Don't stare into it. It's not good for your eyes. All right, you're right. So, before we head on to the MSV Ontario, let's just take a quick look at our journal here to confirm what we're looking at. So I believe what we're going to find here is it this one? The fanatical Biotics in the Hades Gamma Cluster have kidnapped the chairman of the Parliament Subcommittee on Transhuman Studies and are holed up in a derelict freighter in the Farinata system. So yeah, this is the derelict freighter. This actually might not have come from... no, it was... Admiral Kohoku was telling us about a different group of also sort of rogue people hanging out in possibly some kind of spaceship, but not this one. This is independent from that. This is the one that I believe we heard about in the elevators. We need to find the freighter, which we have now found, and make your way to the Biotics on board. Okay, so we will prepare to do that. Let's do it. I will note, this is going to be hard. This is going to be a hard one. So we'll board. And bear in mind, they are a group of Biotics. We have a pretty good sense of what we're going up against here, assuming that this may, in at least some instances, involve some form of combat. So remember how we were talking a little bit before, how there's one thing in the form of pure damage protection, which is primarily in the form of reducing damage from, say, bullets. But there's a different stat, things like hardening, that affects how resistant you are to the effects of biotics getting thrown and lifted around, which we haven't seen many of our enemies do to us. We've mostly been doing it to our enemies. But yeah, they can do it too. It just depends who you're going up against, and if we're walking onto a freighter full of rogue biotics, then yeah, you know, it certainly seems like that could be a possibility. So who would we like to have in said situation? I think, that's a great question. That's a great question. I don't think that sniping is going to be as relevant here, because I think that if we're in this crammed freighter, then I'm expecting for us to be doing a lot more from close range and a lot less long-distance sniping, which I think is generally better for the more open worlds like we were just on previously. This is probably not a Garrus situation. For those reasons, it probably does lend itself much better to someone like Rex, who tends to be more of a close combat specialist. So I do like Rex. My question would be, who goes along with Rex? So we, of course, can throw around some biotics of our own. Rex can do a bit of that. That could help with some crowd control, which I feel like might be a useful tool to have in our arsenal here. Next best at doing that would be, well, Liara, because she's our all-out biotic friend. That would put us very high on the biotic scale. We'd only have a little bit of tech coming from us. That might be enough. We technically only have a little bit of combat coming from Rex. That might also still be enough. Alternatively, Caden would give us more of what we do. It has been a while since we last used him, but he could also do a little bit of the crowd controlling, if we're concerned about that. Ashley, alternatively, not so much on the crowd control, but more like Garrus in the form of just pure damage. We could try with what new skill points we have on her to do a little less on the long-range sniping capabilities, a little bit more on the other close-rangey, tanky stuff, so that way she could do what Garrus would not in this situation. But, I don't know. I think it's definitely Rex. Liara makes me a little nervous because she's kind of like us in that she's also potentially a bit squishy, easy to take down, whereas Ashley would not be. So it's like defense in the case of Rex plus Ashley, and it's more crowd control if we take Liara instead of Ashley, but at the expense of that defense. That's a tough one. Let's try the crowd control. This may backfire, because I do think this is going to be tough. Let's go for it. And we can already see enemies on the map. Already see the red dots. So let's make sure we're doing everything we can to set ourselves up for success here. So we have Liara with 4 experience points here. Shepard and Rex fully leveled. Of course, we were using them recently, so I would say we've been using Shepard recently. I'd say we've been using Shepard fairly often, in fact. But Liara's thing that is unique to her, she has Singularity, which will, as a reminder, create a vortex, which basically is like a vacuum cleaner, which is probably our best crowd control ability along with Lift. And so, with a combination of her Lift and Singularity and Throw, and our Lift, which is further upgraded, and Throw, which is also further upgraded, that's the hope, is that we can do a lot to control a large group of enemies here, and even Rex, I mean, he has the initial Throw, which I'm not sure is going to do much in that regard here. You're mostly our source of pure damage. So, Liara. What else do we want from you in this case? You have some electronics to help with your shields that might make a bit of a difference. That there's something to be said for that. What's the Sorry Scientist do? Recharge time of biotics, additional first aid, healing, and recharge time for first aid. Not making me super excited here. I mean, the recharge time is nice, but the first aid stuff, I mean, when you need it, great, but I think, at least on this occasion, we're looking to take more of a proactive, not reactive approach. I think we... What is the... increases the radius of Singularity? That is, that's pretty sweet. We go 1, 2, 3, 4. Goes from its current radius of 6.25 up to 7. I mean, it adds a meter worth of radius. Gets us 1 away from the Master, which is a fair bit more radius, and duration is what, 6 seconds? That's pretty solid. I think we just, this is what makes Liara unique. And so, when we're trying to use Liara, this is one of the primary reasons why we want to have her. So, yeah, I think that does make sense. Similarly, let's make sure that she is geared up, because it has been a while since we used her, and we recently picked up some decent stuffs. So she's definitely a pistol person. And, let's see. Remember that she uses human armor, and tech biotic protection is what I expect to be the most relevant thing here. Unfortunately, our light human armor, not terribly good in that regard at the moment. Yeah. So that doesn't really help. We can give you an upgrade of some variety, though. We can give you hardening, which will, again, be the type of mitigation from biotic and tech attacks, so that's definitely helpful. That might be what we go for here. Similarly, shock absorbers makes it so that it's protection against concussive force delivered by explosions, high impact ammo, and biotic attacks such as lift and throw. I think this is basically like... This does not include all tech abilities. It does not defend against all tech abilities. So it's less versatile, but it is technically more effective against specifically biotics. So it might actually be better in this situation. And then we have regen on ours, which I think we probably want to keep as is. Your pistol Can we improve it? I think we probably do prefer this. Somewhat of a damage upgrade. Pretty sizable accuracy upgrade. Heat sink capacity, I think we'll take that. Then... oh, cooldown reduction. I think is actually going to be very relevant here if we're going up against a bunch of biotics who are going to throw a bunch of those abilities at us. That would be nice to make it harder for them to pull that stuff off. I think we may want to... and we'll keep that on Liara. Actually, let's just double check your other mod here. Well, yes, sure, weapon stability. Let's also put the cooldown reduction on our pistol. What do we have right now? We have chemical rounds for some damage over time. I mean, it will reduce our damage, of course, by doing that, but I think... thought we had another round of it. Yeah. I think that's going to be more helpful in this situation. So, in case, also, definitely not a sniper rifle situation, Shepard, but, in case the game didn't autosave when we ended up here, I imagine it probably did, but let's definitely save now. Okay, so, I think we're about to get swarmed. Hey guys. What's up? Can we look at the map? We can. There is this actually somewhat large opening room here. Then we have little hallway here opening up into a huge room. So this is where I'm expecting most of the action to go down. And then our actual objective is in here. Airman Burns. Apparently who we're looking for. So, can't quite tell if these adversaries are in that hallway or if they're actually in here. Don't think they're actually in here. But they're humans, in theory. So there's a non-zero chance they could open that door and give us a little surprise. In the meantime, let's nab... I mean, sniper rifle is not super relevant here, nor is medium armor, because none of us here can wear that right now, but, sure. We'll take it for future use from other people. Okay, and now it goes down. So, let's see. Rex, yeah, I think shotgun probably makes the most sense for you. You could preemptively throw in a barrier, or even immunity to reduce the damage you take. Which maybe we will do here. Now it gets serious. Anything in here? No? Okay. Okay. There are walls. It's a bit of a maze. Makes this complicated. There are explosive containers, which definitely helps. But we're gonna find some friends here. And by friends, I mean biotic terrorists. As you can see there.
Intruders, kill
and we have a timer. Is the other thing. And we just got thrown against the wall several times over, and that explosive container just exploded on us, so we are about to die. So that is how not to do this. And that is why I was making a point of trying to set ourselves up with some good equipment and saving preemptively. Because, yeah, I had a sense something like this was going to happen. So, let's load. And the thing is that, I mean, I may have saved before we set everything up. Don't think we changed too much there. But we do have a little bit more information now. Okay, yeah, like this is right when we were first walking in. So we may actually not even get the same exact stuff from here. No, I think we did. So we now know, it's basically, the timer starts as soon as they see us, I think is what happens in that other room. So let's actually make sure we've loaded up on our equipment, then we'll save. And you'll see, see why I was saying this is going to be a very difficult mission. It's up there. It's up there. So it was Liara in particular we were looking at from equipment standpoint. We also did throw some levels on her. Let's see, so Your pistol... No, okay, we may have saved after we change that around. Let's check squad here. It's like she may be leveled up already as well. Okay, good. So that means we pretty much have this all down pat. So, let's talk strategy for a second here. It is a maze, first and foremost, and we are timed. So that means we obviously need to make it through that maze quickly, and we also need to take out those enemies, or at least try to take out those enemies, without getting thrown around like a ragdoll, which is what happened to us the first attempt, and just so happened we did that when we were close enough to one of those explosive containers that it blew up on us. So, that definitely, I mean, ideally we want to have those things blow up on our opponents, and that would be a quick way to take them out. I was trying to, like, get them out of the cover and hopefully, well, not stand close enough to actually have that explode on us, but, so, weapons drawn. I think, yeah, priority one is, or at least one of the objectives is have those explosive containers go off on our enemies, and hopefully that makes life easier for us to make it so that we can... Oops. They notice? No? Good. To make life easier for us so that we can make this happen a little bit quicker. Otherwise, time could start to become a factor. There's the explosive stuff. Then we can also, like, lift them and run past them. I'm not sure we want to do that when there's just one of them.
Look out! Intruders, kill the hostage.
But that's not what I wanted to do either. So yeah, see, like, there's 5 biotics firing at us simultaneously, which means we are, like, dead already. We are dead already. So, that's the problem. That's why they're ridiculously strong, what I was talking about, loading up on biotic resistance, because we kind of just stood there and got frozen for a solid 3-4 seconds, taking damage and getting shot in the face, and then we died. Right around when I could start moving. So, what we want to do, probably, is have... Let's load. I mean, we may even decide that this is not terribly doable at this stage. But what we can do is we can change this up a bit. Is we can make a point of sending out, in particular, probably Rex makes the most sense as our decoy of sorts, because we can tell him go there. And so we can do that to try to bait them out a bit, and that way, because if we die, it's immediately game over, and that's what happened there. Whereas if Rex dies or Liara dies, we can revive them. It's not game over. So also Rex is generally our tankiest character, so if anyone's taking the hits, it probably makes the most sense for it to be him. So I think that's the next plan. Let's also make sure that we have weapons drawn. I was generally trying to... The other thing we can do is I was trying to put on a preemptive immunity on Rex, which makes it all the more reason for him to be the one to run out here. So, hey Rex, do what we did last time. In fact, is there any way they can potentially shoot people through that? But, go there. And get this whole thing started by getting their attention.
Intruders, kill the hostage.
Okay. So now that Rex has their attention, and Liara's doing her thing, let's lift them. Rex is possibly already dead. Or he's almost dead. What we do is we lift all of them, or at least as many of them as we can. Rex is about to be dead if he isn't already. Trying to shoot her in the face. She's shooting me in the face, though. Not good. I would like to throw you against this wall. I've thrown you against this wall. You're about to kill me. Please don't do that. Thank you for not doing that. We are about to die, though. The Aura is also dead. If I knew what the... Incoming! That's what the grenade button is, by the way.
Get down!
Saying how I didn't know what it was before. I found out what it is. I would love to just double check what the first aid button is. This is not good. Do you have shields for me to overload? Nope, you do not. I would love to have my biotic abilities back. We're running out of time. I get it. I get it. I've also conveniently leveled up. There's one biotic terrorist left, I do believe. Conveniently is one that is standing next to an explosive barrier. Really? You hit me from there? Are you serious? I'd like to throw you. And now make this blow up again. Ideally kill you. Okay. Now I believe we can, yeah, get people back, which is cool. And remember, let's save now. Don't remember if we are going to have the opportunity to loot this place afterward or not. We may or we may not. So I may reload that save if we don't. I'm gonna try. Let's go through here first. Take that. It looks like we're on a serious timer here, but I think as soon as we go into that other room, we're gonna be fine. We have a minute to do that, in which case we should be pretty good here. But where is that? There's something we can hack. Saw it. Saw it. What's that? Okay. It's hard. There we go. Okay. Good pistol. Good shotgun. Heavy Krogan armor. That all looks good. Okay, I mean, do we dare look around here for stuff? I'm not sure I want to risk that. If we have the chance to do it later, great. If not, then, well, then we don't.
See how it is? You write letters and everyone ignores you. Force is the only thing people appreciate. So how about if I kill Chairman Burns and finish this charade? Please, I was trying to help you people.
So another reason why you probably want to wait for this one is, well, we might see. We might have rushed this a little too soon for another reason that hopefully doesn't become a factor momentarily, but we're about to find out. All right, so let's just calm down here real quick.
Let's not do anything we're all going to regret.
Why not? What have we got to lose? Since the chairman here decided that we didn't get reparations, we've got nothing left to live for.
But I've changed my mind. Seeing you all, it's clear that you all deserve...
You had your chance. Some L2s are nearly crippled from side effects of the implants, but you voted against reparations.
And this is what I was referring to. So, if you don't have this charm or intimidate option, then things are gonna go a little bit rougher for you. So, for that reason, potentially worth holding off on this one until you have done that. Of course, we do, in fact, have enough charm at the moment to make this happen, so that's good. That's good. Otherwise, all of our efforts may have been for naught here. Because, I mean, if you... So, what happened is these guys are L2s, which, as a reminder, is basically a generation, so to speak, of technology used to support biotics. It is the kind of technology that Hayden has to support his biotics, and comes with significant side effects, ranging from, in Caden's case, migraines, to, in some cases, much more extreme stuff. And so these guys are saying, well, we need some kind of reparations for the harm that has been caused to us. You know, either you did this to us without informing us of those side effects, or, you know, something along those lines. And so, this guy, they captured as a hostage, and they're basically saying, you better give us those reparations to, you know, pay us back for the damage you've done. Except now they're holding a gun to his head. So, it's gonna be hard for him to make that happen if you kill him. So for that reason, you do need him.
Think about this. Burns is the one man who can help you.
Yes, if you release me, I can take another look at the reparations request.
What, we're supposed to trust you? Sure, you promise us freedom and say everything will be fine, but as soon as we surrender, you'll double-cross us.
This is as good as we can do.
I'm not promising to let you go. All I'm saying is that Burns will take another look. Right, Burns?
Absolutely. I had no idea that the L2 biotics were this desperate. If I'd known, the reparations will come. For whatever it's worth, I promise that.
You're right. I don't want to die. Maybe something will happen this time. We surrender.
And there you go!
I thought I was dead when they took me.
Maybe
I'll see to
don't
it
say
the
that just
reparations
yet.
discussion is reopened. I didn't know they were so desperate.
Just doing our job.
A 5th Fleet cruiser will be by shortly to pick you and the prisoners up.
Alright. So yeah, as you can probably imagine, that can go south really, really quickly.
Thank you, Commander. I thought I was dead when they took me.
Yeah, maybe don't pull the weapons on them, just in case they had any second thoughts about whether they're actually going to release this guy. But, we do now have some time, as it turns out, to, loot some stuffs. Well, Liara does not have any source of life regeneration on her gear, so she is perpetually stuck on this, 20% life. Let's take a look here. Oh, I should have gone straight in there. I had some doubts. There we go. Okay, decent shotgun. Turning armor, and I missed what the last thing was because I mistakenly pressed loot all. And more so. Whoa, okay. At least that's wide open. That's cool. Decent pistol, I think, actually could be a very good pistol. Not quite as good pistol, and then potentially a decent shotgun as well. And I'm basing that analysis on whether I think it's going to be good or not on both the level of the item and also on the manufacturer. As I've said a few times before, different manufacturers, some of them are sort of the run-of-the-mill, the most basic, straightforward, weakest ones. And so they will always have the weakest tier gear within a given level, whereas the more prestigious manufacturers will always have the stronger of gear within a given level. So, I did not mean to do that. I startled myself a lot. I see the chest there that I would like to take. Over... Where was it? Here. Anything else hidden in here? Certainly feel like there could be. You may not be able to go back on the ship once you have completed this mission. I don't recall there's a non-zero chance that is the case. And if so, then all the more reason to be a little bit thorough with your first look through here. And again, I'm not looking at any specific guides in the wiki or what have you, which do exist. But if you were really concerned about making sure that you got every last item in every last location, then you can do that. And that will, help you make sure that you've gotten everything there is to get. Sometimes, as we've seen in some other locations, there can be some things that are hiding behind some of these pieces of cover, or just only visible from strange angles that kind of make you have to walk backwards and what have you. But I believe we've gotten just about everything here. We're looking good. And let's head out. So like I said, I think that is definitely up there in terms of difficult missions. Let's take a look at, well, I mean, in the case of Shepard, we did level up there. Everyone leveled up, but now we only have Shepard in our party at the moment. Everyone else is just chilling in the downstairs area. But, what were we thinking we would take next? We took a tiny bit of Spectre training. Oh, because we're going for Unity next, I think, or at least trying to get the first round of that. So yeah, let's go for that. That'll definitely be helpful for the various situations we found ourselves in for a second there on that mission, bringing up all of our dead squad members with 1 round of Metagel, and giving them some decent health and shields, and those numbers should go up as we level up this ability. And in between, we'll get the damage and health and accuracy, which is just helpful for us staying alive. So, that's that. Actually, what level are we out of curiosity at this stage? We're now 20. Okay. That's cool. So.
Message coming in. Patching it through.
Thank you for dealing with the hostage situation, Commander. Chairman Burns was quite impressed by the way you resolved the situation peacefully.
Nice.
Your assistance above and beyond the formal duties has been noted, Commander. Fifth Fleet out.
Thank you. Okay, and this was... Okay, and it does look like you can, in fact, still board this, so if you wanted to, you could go back on here afterward, apparently, and loot if you missed anything. But we did make a point of doing everything in this system before heading onto that ship, so we should be good now in the Hades Gamma Cluster, at least unless and until we hear of other things going on in here. So that means we can now check off Hades Gamma Cluster in its entirety, at least all the things we currently know about in there. Artemis Tower, holding out on one little thing for now. So I think for that reason, let's actually take a look at our journal here and see what else we might want to try to do at this stage. Because, well, there was, yeah, that message we got from Admiral Kahoku about the research facility run by the Cerberus group. That's potentially worth pursuing. Alternatively, privateers? Oh, right. The Gareth mission. That being in the Strennis system. And we have the Strange Transmission. Oh, also a Biotic commune, which is similar to the type of experience we just had with that freighter, with all the Biotics there. So that would be potentially, well, I don't know if we're feeling all Biotic'd out after that one. Potentially. Well, this one, unusual readings while in the Citadel, you uncovered the Alliance Patrol report. Oh, yeah. Mentioned some strange activity in the Hydra system, Argos Rho cluster. Okay. We'll head over there eventually, I think. But, what I was thinking was... Let's go... Do I have a preference between these? I think let's save the Biotic commune, because as we just saw in that previous mission, it can be tough fighting a large group of Biotics in close quarters like that. So, maybe best if we take a little bit of time to level up before we start doing something like that again. Then, what about... Yeah. What about we check out unusual readings here? Let's go for it. So it is the Hydra system Argos Rho. Okay. So that means we're zooming way out here. No longer Hades Gamma. Instead, we go Argos Rho. It's kind of nice how, I mean, again, we're trying to sort of stay organized and do everything or nearly everything in a given system or cluster before we move on to a different one, as is now the case with Hades Gamma. It is also kind of nice how we're sort of starting off on the left-ish part of the galaxy. The exceptions being, of course, the Horside Nebula, where we'll find Novaria, and the Exodus cluster, where we'll find Asteroid 57. But, excuse me, that's in large part because those are, at least primarily, going to be places where we're going to be encountering some major missions that, at least in the case of Novaria, are for the main quest. So in that case, Argos Rho is the next furthest left of all the non-main quest-based clusters, so let's head over there. Ooh, and look at the colors here. Very nice. And, oh, I was gonna say, for a second it looked like it was only one possible, system for us to explore, Hydra here. There is one sort of hiding over there, Phoenix. I believe our mission is technically in Hydra, but, might be worth just checking out Phoenix first, seeing if there happens to be anything there. I don't think we have any quests in our log right now that are pointing us over here, but it'd be good just to explore it.